I was pretty young. We were sitting in church. It was time for the offering, and as the ushers drew near, my dad took out his wallet and he took out $1 and he handed it to me. The way I remember is I took that $1 and I started to put it in my pocket, and Dad laughed and he said, "Wayne, that's not for you." So he gave it to me. He said, "I gave it to you," he said, "so that you'd have something to put in the offering plate." That was a big lesson for me, and it's one I've had to keep relearning in life. See, God does the same thing. He gives us many generous gifts. In fact, as we've seen in the blogs the last couple weeks, everything we have is a gift from Him. Every euro, every dollar, all of our possessions, every experience, every moment of every day of our life, every talent, every skill, everything is a gift, just like that $1 that my dad gave me in church. And as He gives us those gifts, our God would remind us, "That's not for you." "What, you gave it to me?" His response is the same as my dad's. "I gave it to you so that you'd have something to give, so that you'd have something to offer me, so that you'd have a way of serving others, of giving my gifts to others." And that's what Peter says in the verse I chose for this blog. He says, "As each one has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of the varied grace of God." When God gives you a talent of learning and teaching, He doesn't give you those gifts so that you can sit back and pat yourself on the back and feel good about how smart you are. He gives you those gifts so that you can teach and share that knowledge with others. He gives some a talent for running a business. We didn't do that just so that they can make money. He does it so that they can build good companies that produce good jobs and good products that others need. I remember another conversation with my dad. I'd seen a toy in the window of some store. I think it was the Ben Franklin store. And I wanted it. Dad said, "Well, we can't afford it right now." I said, "Then why do you work?" And he said, "Well, Wayne, do you like having a house to live in? Do you like having food to eat? Do you like having clothes to wear?" Dad was teaching me that God had given him his job and his skills in that job so that he could provide for us, so that he could take care of, so that he could serve us, his family. I don't know if you noticed, but every one of the examples I gave were examples of how people use their gifts outside of church in other areas, and they did that on purpose. Because a lot of times people hear the word stewardship and they automatically think only of what we give and do at church. And that's great, but that's so limiting. It's so much more than that. Everything God gives us is a gift that He gives us so we can serve Him in every area of life. With each gift, He would say to us, "That's not for you." Because see, in every place where we have an opportunity to use those gifts, we are given an opportunity to serve Him as we serve others. And yes, that includes what we do at church, but it's really so much more than that. Each gift He gives is an opportunity to show His love, to show them to family, to friends, to classmates, to co-workers, to neighbors, to strangers. Recently, a member of Trinity was sitting right here in this office, and they were talking to me about the work they're doing with refugees. Some of the refugees who have come to Germany. And someone recently said to this person, "Don't get your hopes up that you're going to be able to convert these people." And her answer was, "I'm not. I'm just doing this because I want them to know how great God's love is. I want them to know that Christian love isn't just for other Christians, but extends to everyone." And you know what, Pastor? People are starting to ask me why I do this. And then I get to tell them about Jesus. There you have the reason for all the gifts he gives us. These gifts aren't for you and me. They're so we can be a part of his work, so we can serve others, so that we can have the opportunity to show others and tell others about his love. Amen.